This is a light bulb moment coming up with the Hanged Man. Guys, if this is your underlying energy, this is passive energy, right? It's what she knows. It's the intuition, trusting your intuition. You haven't been trusting your intuition, have you? And it kind of it happens in such a way that you have to face it. You have to face what you know this week. That's what it kind of feels like. I know the Tower's shocking. It's my favorite, absolute favorite card in the tarot because nothing gets stuff moving like the Tower does. So it's amazing, but people don't like change. People don't like shocking change. But trust me, it's going to light a fire under your butt and you're going to get going. So, I mean, it is the kind of energy that's needed in this situation. Trust me on that. Because what we have here is the Hanged Man, right? And this is waiting for some more information, being in limbo, things not moving, nothing's changing, a change in perspective is needed. This is where it's radical acceptance of where you are. Because you have to kind of, you know, that's enlightenment. This is when the yogis go off into the jungles to go and have the spirit walks, that kind of thing, to get the messages. Trust me, that message is coming in loud and clear. If this is your message, there's no way that you can avoid this. Now, it may be that that's already happened because it's coming in as the first card, right? So you might have already experienced a Tower moment. Then this is the week where it becomes clear why that had to happen. Why things went down the way that they did. Because nothing was moving, nothing was changing. You've been waiting on someone, or they've been waiting on you, or something, you know, nothing's been happening here. This is the inspiration. This is Eureka. That's what this is coming in here. And trust me, I would tell you, if we'd had something like the Tower and the Three of Swords, or the Tower and, I don't know, something like that, then I'd say, yeah, you're about to get screwed, mate. Like, you know, that, I would just tell you straight up. But this is not that. This is intuition. This is enlightenment. This gets things moving. The Ace of Wands is a new beginning that comes out of this. Now you're free to follow your passions. Now you're excited and enthusiastic about going forward. So how can the Tower be a bad thing? Now, I get it. Like I said, you might come into this week feeling like shit, thinking, what the hell just happened here? In that case, then you understand. There's an understanding coming in. And have a look. I mean, the future, we end up at the Queen of Pentacles. She's pretty stable and solid. You know, stable energy coming in. So this is not going to last too long. I think the kind of problem here is understanding it. Is understanding what happened. And I get it because you have the Three of Pentacles coming up as your past, right? And so with the Three of Pentacles coming up as a past energy, it's almost as if you worked really hard on this. You did work hard on this, right? And now, if this is a work reading, I want to say this very clearly to you. This is to do with your work. And I don't know, the project got denied. You lost the client, whatever. Something has happened here. This is where the problems are. This. The Three of Pentacles is working together. And a lot of people, a lot of the signs have been getting this. This can be compromised. This can be working in a team. It's, I always see it as mind, body, and spirit. I keep saying that whenever this card shows up, especially in the Rider Waite, or the Universal Waite. This is, we have the, mind, body, and spirit. So this guy with the plans is the mind, the logic behind it, you know, the architectural plans, how we're going to build this cathedral. Then, the body is the person who's actually doing the physical labor. And then the spirit, I think, is the kind of intuition. That's the High Priestess part. It's this guy over here. I would see him as the kind of spirit. What are we doing? Now, all three of those need to work together, whether it's with a team, whether it's with ourselves. And I kind of feel like they didn't. Either you compromised on something that you knew. Or, you know, there was this is where this is the foundation. This is the foundation. So if the Tower happened, it was because there was something wrong with the foundation. Do you see my logic there? The Tower always says there's a faulty foundation here. Start again. Crashes it down. Start again. Build something stronger. Build it better. And it's other people. It's the people that you've been working with. If it's a work reading, because we've got that Five of Wands coming up here. I know I'm going to say this to Gemini. Don't be so compromising, Gemini. This time round, you get a second chance. You're going to get to rebuild this. Trust me. If whatever your idea is, whatever your spark is, whatever your inspiration is, speak it. You go charging in and you speak it. It actually, you know, will lead somewhere with the Queen of Pentacles coming up. And yeah, you know, you're going to have people that are going to fight you on it or compete with you on it. But that's not your problem. You stand strong with what it is that your inspiration, your idea. That's for work. Now, you can apply that kind of energy to anything, right? If this is a relationship, bloody hell, then this kind of feels like, you know, there's been compromise. You've been trying to build a future together. There's been a setback. You know, I don't know if you've been trying to save up for that house, trying to save up for whatever. Three of Pentacles will work. We'll do it. We've got this, whatever. This is setting you back. You're going back. There's a fault here with the plan. But it's okay. You know, we've got new ideas coming in. It's not like Gemini to sit on their laurels and not come up with a different plan. You do come up with a different plan. Now, we have the Knight of Swords in the present, right? This is someone who goes charging in and speaks their truth. Speaks their truth. To a fault, speaks their truth. But, you know, he lacks tact. That's the thing. With the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, they don't have any tact. But they're not meant to. They're not kings and queens, you know. They haven't been to the fine schools. This guy's out in the field trying to go on a mission. And his mission is to fight the battle for his beliefs. That's what swords are. Our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideas, and how we communicate them. And he can be a little bit forceful. But I feel like it's needed. I feel like it's needed. And let's be honest here. If you or if someone else had spoken up about this earlier, this wouldn't have happened. But let's not go to blame. It had to happen the way it did to get here. Maybe in the past, you had no option but to go along with the herd, right? This. To get the project. But it's been set back now. And you know, in a way, it's better because now you can charge in and save the day. Guess, I know that didn't work, but guess what? I have an even better idea. That's this. It's time to climb down because the Hanged Man, when he climbs down, he's had a change in philosophy, he's had a change in perspective, and things move very quickly after the Hanged Man comes down. But he's just up here. It's very deliberate. It's that pause for a moment. Let's see what's happening. Maybe you take some time off to get an idea, to get some inspiration. For some of you, you've been working really hard and there's something that gets your passion going, whether that's romantic, whether that's whatever. And then it's time to go charging in for that, speaking your truth. Now, where does this lead? If you do that, if you go and fight for your beliefs, go and speak your truth, communicate it, get in there. The Queen of Pentacles. Now, some of you may be dealing with another air sign. So, you know, another Gemini or a Libra or an Aquarius. Or there's Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Remember, the signs don't own the cards, though. They just lend their characteristics. So this is, she's stable. She's reliable. She's solid. This is putting the work in. Now the work can really begin, you know, and she's great at, you know, achieving that abundance, creating that great abundance because she does it for the people that she loves. So there's a lot that can be brought in here. I get it, you know, the Knight of Swords, a lot of people don't like the Knight of Swords. A lot of people don't like the Knight of Swords, but the Knights, they're the Knight. That's what they get all down and dirty and say the things that nobody, they say and do the things that the kings and queens won't do. That's their whole job. And I can't blame you for being the Knight of Swords when this has happened. This has happened. There feels like there's an excitement that comes in. But, and I get that. If you're watching this right at the beginning of the week, and I'm recording this on Sunday evening, although I'm not going to post it till Monday now because I don't think I'm going to be able to finish all 12 of them. But, you know, you might be coming in and watching this thinking, what is she talking about? Everything's finished. Everything's screwed. Everything's collapsed. No. There's a way to rebuild something new. And, this, you know, that is her. She is stable and solid. Bankable. That's what I say about the King and Queen of Pentacles. They are bankable. Because they're going to show up and get it done. Now, what's the advice? The advice is, hang on a second. Let's remember what happened in the past for a moment. We can wear rose-tinted glasses a little bit when the Six of Cups comes in. But I get the sense, I mean, have a look what's coming up with. The Six of Cups is the past, right? That sits above it anyway. And then the Five of Wands, it's conflict. Inner conflict, or, you know, telling people to back off. It's none of your business. I've got this, you know, don't worry about it. It can be competition in business or work or whatever, competing for something. But it's usually not as serious as the Five of Wands. Five of Swords, sorry. The fives are always like the agents of chaos. They help the situation to progress. But what's very telling here is the rest of it's pretty solo energy, right? Here, this is where we worked together in the past. And now it's kind of, yeah, you might be at loggerheads. You might be kind of saying, well, that's not what we did before. And that's not whatever. Don't worry about it. You know, I kind of get the sense that this might be someone that says, hey, you better have my back because I had yours here or whatever. I don't think you do, Gemini. Not if you're the one that had the idea. You're the one that fought for it to go forward. Don't be afraid to kind of get in there and kind of have a bit of a wrestle. I don't mean literally, but that's what this feels like. It feels like, hey, we tried it your way. This is what we got out of it. Now we're going to do it my way. And it's because it's not the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is more ruthless. Because it's the Five of Wands. I get the sense that with the Five of Wands that this is more, it actually helps. I don't know why I'm getting that, but it helps. Thing with the Six of Cups, it can be the past revisiting, right? So I do get that there's a second chance at this. If you're starting off the week and it all looks lost, don't worry, there is a do-over. We can have a do-over here. But remember this, Gemini. If you keep doing what you did, you're going to keep getting what you got. And what you got out of the last run around is the Tower and being stuck in a tree trying to figure stuff out. But you can save the day. Actually, the Knight of Swords saving the day here. And it leads to great stability and security. But do not forget the lessons of the past. Remember what you learned from this situation. Don't make that same mistake again, even if you have to go up against people to do that. I mean, I usually don't need to clarify the Six of Cups, especially not as the advice. But it just felt different in this one.